¿Todo bien? Welcome inside Canton Ice House Red Rink as we get set for the third and fourth place game here in the JWHL. And the matchup going to be Northwood School of Lake Placid, New York as the visitors against Balmoral Hall of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Northwood going to be in their visiting blue tops with the white N across the front, white numbers on the bats. They'll go from left to right here in this first period. Balmoral Hall going to be in the white tops with the green shoulders, yellow trim. There's a yellow outline on the green numbers with the green letter bars on the back. They go right to left. Officials waiting, ready to get this game started. Going to go back to Oceanthal in net is Northwood. And on the other side of things, Lauren Shareka's nodding her head back and forth as the puck tossed down, and we are underway here in this third and fourth place game. Shareka's going to swat it off to her left as rolling behind the net goes Nishi. Tied up right side as it's poked away from Brooke Kelly. Going to come free to the boards. Kristen Kiggin trying to work it down low. Clips a stick, and in behind the goal line goes Misner. She takes a check. Out to the point it comes. Kiggin, as it gets blocked, comes all the way back out over center, and Northwood goes on the chase. They finished the regular season 17-game schedule as the third-place team, 12-5 with 37 points. Did get the tiebreaker. Was Balmoral Hall as they finished second also with 37 points, but winning their games against Northwood as this one on the near side wall. Wilkin had it stripped away. Misner left it back to Northwood as they're in the midst of a change. Balmoral Hall only was able to get 3 off, is into the zone, comes LaCapella, back of the circle, got it picked off up the middle. Shot from the dead angle, couldn't get it through, gonna roll up the boards as Doerens fed through the circle. Yetman can't hold on as this one tossed on the backhand out to center. Drifting up goes Dyke. She'll pump it off the boards, and now Balmoral Hall going to hit the reset button. Yetman off the boards. It's chasing up goes Pinal. Near side corner, Kaiser. Down low, going to take a check. Darting around, trying to get this one free is Kiggin. Pops to the far side wall. Dyke trying to feed it out of the zone. Wilkin with a little jam shot play on the far boards. Going to get it out to the blue line, and now knifed away by LaCapella again to the wall. Northwood able to change up a couple of faces into the zone. LaCapella toe drag play, and she couldn't get a shot through. Beauty of a look to the net is Kiggin now standing at the blue line. Going to feed it cross ice. Mascara on over as here comes Kiggin yet again. The Long Island U commit for next year. Just missed the net on the left side. Rolls up the wall to Quackenbush. Deking around, going to get out to the blue line. Pumping it down in around the net with already 2 minutes gone here in this first period. The wall, now Yako had a 2-goal game yesterday against Pacific in the morning as this comes to the front and covered up by Sharekas. She's a 2025 grad year and has had a pretty good weekend here, all things considered. They went to Pelletier in the semifinal last night, fell 4-2 to Stansted, which is how they got here. Wilmont had 2 goals in the game. Is the face-off going to come right side. Quackenbush gets some help as this one comes out to the defense. Doerens tossed off the pads, going to roll up the wall far side. Dyke now weaving in through the circle, turned back out. Left on the near side, Doerens. Waiting, forced it ahead, gets picked off. DeGrot going to come right back the other way over center into the zone. Cleared through the circle and behind the cage. DeGrot watching as hand over hand. Play going to be stopped with 17:25 to go. So the face-off going to be in the offensive zone here for Balmoral Hall to the right of Oceanthal. As Smith going to take this face-off against one of the captains in Mules. Mules, a St. Lawrence commit next year. Be interesting to see what she can do at the next level as she shined all weekend long here for Northwood in this little playoff tourney. Back, chasing after it, goes Mascara. Pinned behind her own goal, forced to the near side. Fraser trying to toss out of the zone, little spinorama play. Side to side, Balmoral Hall working it up to the front, and it couldn't get to the stick of Morgan Smith in time. Back out to the blue line, forced up by DeGrot. Rolling to center, Mule's going to come over the red line. Back into the zone, up the right wing wall, throws it down low, and now she'll get off to the bench for a change as Northwood able to complete the line shift. The boards, Demers, going to toss down low. Abby Pinau in the far side corner, going to race up through the circle, stretched as it clipped the stick of Ringer. Comes all the way into the corner as Oceanthal going to force it off the boards. Grabbed here by Manette over center. Beyond the blue line, Misner. Coming up, Kiggin, whipped it forward, but Nishi going to go side to side. Stretched over as here's Misner. Again up through neutral ice. Kaiser going to dump it in. Top side of the circle on the near side. Chasing down low in the corner. Wilmont to the far side. Up the wall with 16:08 left. Going to take a hop through neutral ice. Staying on her feet was Monette trying to get to it, but Kaiser beats her to the puck. Well, turn play off the boards. And now out beyond the blue line, McKay tied to the wall. 2-on-2 board battle, and it was poked free by Monette. Right back in. Nishi going to come behind her own goal line with 15:48 to go here in the first. In this third, fourth place game. Championship game going to be coming up at 12:15. And it'll be Stanstead and Naha. Is behind the net to fault. Looking to leave it to her right. Pochette plays. Doiran's going to go right to the far side. LaCapella. Coming up the far side, boards. Now right back to the near side. LaCapella over the Curry College logo. Up in the high slot. Through on goal and a save by Lauren Sharankis. Great one-time opportunity. Creating some offense is what you got to do here in a game like this. You know it'll be a goalie battle all the way. It's both goalies looked sharp here all weekend. Is the goaltending here in the JWHL is certainly something to watch, game in and game out. Face off to the left side boards, drifting just inside the zone, trying to feed ahead. LaCapella in the corner, coming in through the trapezoid area that isn't in effect here. Bashed off the glass, they come all the way to the near side corner. Cockerell out to the blue line, forced up, clips a skate. Set up Cockerell into the zone, up the right wing wall, back of the circle, missed the net on the left side as it rang wide. Yetman on the far side as this one poked over center, up on the backhand into the zone. They call offside, and so we'll get a neutral zone face-off coming up. A couple of dominant wins for Balmoral Hall this weekend as they got Pacific 8-1 yesterday morning. That was the most noticeable one. Also got Mount Academy Friday morning, 3-0 score. And Naha was just a one-goal win, upset in the Friday PM game, but Naha still manages to find that momentum, get the win against Northwood yesterday, and get to Championship Sunday today at 12:15 as that got out of play with 14:34 to go. So again, Naha and Stanstead going to be our championship game at 12:15. A face-off on the Balmoral half, far side of the rink. Tied on up through the skates, going to send back the other way. Fafald out to her left with a paddle, going to throw it to the corner. Abby Monette going to clear it out of the zone, going to get to center. Ringer feeds it behind her. Up off the boards, DeGraat played past center into the zone, should be icing, but no, they wave it off. Right over to the far side boards. Dart around play, Ringer, fed right to the front, and there was nobody there. The wall, McDonald, looking out to the blue line, Smith drifting. Smith now going to work the middle. 24 forward, up to the front off the pads. Big dump the other way by Northwood as it gets out over center. And this tired group that have been on the ice for quite a bit of time, able to get off with now icing waved off, 13:42 to go. Far corner, Pinau, jammed up ahead. Kaiser, Wilmont, who had 2 goals in the semifinal win. Back of the right circle, turned it in off the wall. Chased down to the far side corner, back of the circle, Northwood. Good for some space, Demers. They get picked off in front of the blue line. Now through the circle, hand over hand, weaving behind the net, Lauren Dyke. Back to the near side, stretched ahead, Brooke Kelly over the line at center, beyond the blue line, coming on forward behind the net. 13:08 to go. Is now off a shoulder pad. Pinned to the wall. Side to side behind the net with 7 minutes gone. Ahead McKay. Is Northwood now going to hit the reset button. Side to side, Laura Dyke. Fed out the other way over center. Northwood once again going to make a change with 12:43 to go here in period 1. We're still looking for our first goal in this third, fourth place matchup. Right to the front, Sharakas with a kit save. Now off the shoulder pad, just missed the net. He's looking on that right post side. Drifting shot, fired, and again going to go wide for Mascara. Off the boards as Kiggin was trying to drop it down out of the air. Going to be an icing here for Balmoral Hall with 12:23 to go. So we'll come all the way back down here into the offensive zone for Northwood School of Lake Placid. Face-off going to be to Shrankus left, as it'll be Fraser going to her right side. Knifing it ahead, Monette is behind the goal line. Yetman, far side wall. Played right back to the near boards. Is Kiggin going to pick up in stride, forced it forward. Behind the net it comes as it's Yetman in the far side corner. Hand over hand with 12:05 to go. Shoved up the wall. Smith going to drop on back. Plays it in behind the goal line. Already 8 minutes gone in this game. Is going to go cross ice with it. Yackel dumps it behind the goal. Ocean Default looking on with that bright blue helmet. Out over center the other way. Say the puck got tipped, so no icing. As you try to let the play keep running on as much as you can, it seems like Cockerell now standing at the blue line. Gave it on over Capusta. It's Cockerell over center, going to toss it forward. Chasing in, Monette, pinned behind the goal. There's Ringer. The far boards, bash play off the glass, back into the offensive zone. Dropping it down, Valinsky with 11:15 to go through the circle, up the boards, far side. To center ice it comes. A give and go play as Monette chases it down to the left of her own net. Off the boards on the near side. Balmoral Hall's got McDonald in there. Yackel's got it, trying to come to the front. Picked off up the middle. LaCapella gonna get on through. Northwood in 3-on-2. Automule was trying to give it over. LaCapella can't hold on. Backhand play to the corner with 10:44 to go. To the wall it comes off a leg. Dropped right on down to the boards. Out to McDonald at center. Drifting on back goes Doerens. Side to side off the boards. Again out to the blue line. DeGrott off the wall. Here's LaCapella. Off the glass. Drifting up. Mules off the glove. She had a great one-time opportunity. Again, she's heading to St. Lawrence next year. Playing her last junior game here in this third, fourth place game. Is back to her feet. Kaiser on the far side. Looks like we are going to get a penalty call coming up with 10:10 to go. We'll see the first special teams this morning. Be a slashing call on Mascara. And so the bid 24 defender, who's a big part of this penalty kill, going to be off for 2 minutes here for Northwood. And they look to try to stand tall here and get a big kill against Balmoral Hall as the face-off quickly wrapped around the wall to the far side. Brooke Kelly as it gets over center. Nishi back in her own zone. So a 5-on-4 here for Balmoral Hall. Only 2 power play conversions on the weekend thus far, but of course not a lot of penalties assessed really in this league. It's very clean games all around, as everybody knows what it takes to be disciplined. Is this a great product of hockey here in the JWHL? McDonald along the wall, hand over hand, back of the circle, out up top to the point. Misner, back of the left wing circle. Fed back yet again, McDonald. Cutting around in the corner, left up top, and Smith couldn't hold on with already 40 seconds ticking by on the kill for Northwood. Floating over Misner, top of the key. Back of the left wing circle, Misner lets it get away as she'll chase it down beyond center. Hand over hand she works with 1:05 to go on this power play. Smith cutting ahead as it takes a few hops. Off the boards, Ringer. Pinned along the far side wall. Again, Misner drifting, back of the right wing circle, up top. Misner pass over left side. McDonald on goal, got blocked in the lane. 45 left on this Balmoral power play. Smith can't hold on in the bottom of the circle. Turning, just going to force it in. As Ringer pits up on the far side. Able to stay on her feet. Now stripped aside by Mules. Turned up through the air as it takes a few hops. All the way down the ice it comes. And both teams are going to get some changes off with 8:34 to go in this first period. Still scoreless here from Canton. Yackel along the near side boards. Back up front. Pinned off the wall. Is Monette trying to get it loose. Pitch for it down to the line. Yetman able to dart around, trying to dipsy doodle the defender. Behind the net it comes. Penalty going to expire. Mascara out of the box. And we go back to 5-on-5 hockey. She'll go to the bench. And Northwood into the zone on sides. On the far wall, Lacapella was looking to the front. Doerens couldn't hold on. From the corner, working it out to the front. Picked by Balmoral. Right in behind the goal line. 7:50 to go in this first period. And Balmoral starting 0 for 1 on the power play. Their Mascara slashing penalty goes for naught for them. Yackel took an odd spin through the air. In the corner, Kiggin. Gonna come up the wall. Through the middle, Quackenbush knocked off the puck. Into the zone comes Adamio, who's headed to Harvard next year. Very smart, as well as a great hockey player. Kiggin behind the goal as Northwood making changes. And plenty of scouts on hand here this weekend from colleges of all various shapes and sizes. Should say all levels and all sizes. Is out of the neutral zone, right into Balmoral defensive ice. DeGrott with Quackenbush on the far boards, gets away from Quackenbush, now looking to the front with 7 minutes to go here in the first. Broken by Balmoral through neutral, hand over hand, Dyke. Crosses center, feeds it in, and Northwood careful not to get that icing call as they make the changes. Balmoral behind their own goal as it's DeGrott up to center. McKay gonna drop on back. Thrown up through center. Doerens gonna cut ahead. Through the middle, Monette back of the circle, missed the left post. She threw it a few inches wide. Along the far side corner, Fraser up top with this one. Doerens gonna come to the boards. Back of the left wing circle, hand over hand. Abby Bonette to the wall. Is McKay gonna work the middle side to side. Yackel over center. Chases it down in the far corner with 6:08 to go. Doerens wrapped right back to the near boards. Misner gonna dump it in. Chased by Kiggin behind the goal. Shot off the top side of the half wall. Misner inside the zone. Got it knocked the other way. In defensive ice, Nishi goes side to side. Haley McDonald feeds it up to Misner. Into the zone, back of the right wing circle. Thrown on goal and a great save by Ocean Default. His team led by Trevor Gilligan certainly has come ready to play this morning, trying to secure the third place spot here in this playoff tournament in Canton, as we're here with you from the Red Rink on our JWHL YouTube page. Smith taking his face off right at Default. Is again, comes free up the board. Side to side with a deep pass. Nishi missing the net on the left side. Into the corner, Kiggin trying to stay with the play. Wrapped up top, Misner gonna turn on back. Gets over the Curry Colonels logo. And now again in defensive ice, Mascara gonna stay on her feet. Over the red line, back into the zone, bashed off the wall. Kiggin chased down in the corner. Up through the circle, yet again goes McDonald down low. Work to the front, Smith gonna chase it on back as it gets out over center with 5:12 to go. Hand over hand is Nishi. Gonna swerve on back, left off the boards. Now cutting ahead, Brooke Kelly got knocked off the puck. All the way behind the net it comes with now sub-5 to go here in period one. Again, a full 60-minute effort, just one ice cut in these games this weekend. It'll come after period two, as we'll take about 90 seconds after period one. Give the teams a chance to regroup through the circle. On the backhand, the fault gonna drop and cover with 4:43 to go. So falling off that Northwood logo, just swatting that one down, able to cover it up. And another offensive zone face-off coming up here for Balmoral. Is Anamul gonna win it behind her. Banked off the glass, out to center it comes. Yetman in front of the Balmoral bench, pumped right down in low. Yetman in the corner. Now side to side is Adamul up in the high slot. Rolling through the circle, Kaiser up the middle, clips a stick. Now gonna get out to center ice. Lacapella is this one knocked away. Again hacking, whacking, gonna come off the boards. Bad side to side. Working it up ahead comes Northwood. Gets the stick of Adamul off the wall. Now Kaiser gonna work it right on in. 4 minutes to go here in this first period. They were looking for a penalty call in the corner. Should have been a hook, but Yetman up top steered off the pads. In along the corner boards. is Willamont. Get some help from Yetman. All the way in behind the goal line. Kiggin hand over hand. Feeds it on back. Bank pass off the boards. Looking out to the blue line. Tossed ahead. Comes Quackenbush. In the offensive ground. Trips herself up with 3:30 to go. Is now Yetman going to work the middle and uses the boards to her advantage. Northwood can't hold the puck. Is now the defense forced to hold on. Brought ahead. Kiggin. Looking for Quackenbush on the outlet. But going to come behind the goal line, and Pinal, the far boards. Chased in to Grott, in her own zone, Yackel. Left side wall. Now a Rock lead. Yackel chased up. Yackel, a heavy aggression on the forecheck here for Balmoral, as that's an icing on Northwood with 2:52 to go. Comes all the way back down into the offensive zone. Is Schafalt, the fault, gonna settle back in the blue paint. Fault gets a little aggressive sometimes, coming out, diving all over, playing the puck. We've seen it a few times this weekend. Saw one prime example in that Naha game yesterday. She got beat out on the left post side. Into the zone comes Kelly, and she couldn't get a shot. As it clipped a stick. And now along the left side corner boards, right up in the slot. Couldn't get it through. Going to whistle past the left post as Mule has it in the corner. Mule's up to the front and couldn't get a jam shot play was Kelly. The wall. Capusta. Going to drop back. Pinal behind her own goal line with 2:20 to go here in period one. Still looking for our first goal. Seems like a rarity this weekend. Is by my count only 2 of the games all weekend did not have at least a single goal in the first period. Chased in the corner, Wilkin. Down along the wall, off the glass. Out to center, Monette. Going to race into the zone. Adamule, back of the left wing circle, not free. As Adamule staying with it all the way. Past Mascara, this one went all the way to the corner as Kiggin, the aggressor, gets to it. She's going to Long Island U next year. There's 5 skaters in the lineup here this morning for Northwood, heading to play college hockey next year. Could be more on the way even. As Adamule hand over hand, forced up the boards. LaCapella, as the fault, uses the stick to poke it to the boards. McDonald along the wall, shot it in. Smith to the right of her own goal with 1:20 to go. Acapella standing in the circle, right to the front, going to go through the circle. Nishi on the far side, inside the zone, off the top side of the wall. Back in behind the cage, Kiggin wrapped around. Misner gets out of the zone over center, back in defensive ice. Through the circle, she's got it. She leaves it off the boards with now under a minute left here in period one from Canton. Stretched up as it caught the stick of Smith at center ice. Laura Dyke drops back. Was looking for Sophia Doerens, who's one of 2 skaters heading to the U of Vermont next year, the other being Hillary Wilkin, who wears number 10 for Northwood. Back through the circle. Behind her own goal line, Nishi. Worked up the wall. Now surging Ringer. Flips off a skate. Going to come all the way in behind the goal line as Balmoral making what should be their last change of this first period. The boards, LaCapella fed in behind the goal line. Chasing it down in the corner, right to the front. Wilmot threw it over the top of the cage, as that's the best opportunity we might have seen all period for Balmoral. Out of the zone, Northwood with the dump. Going to ride the rails as it's icing with 10.4 to go. So the face-off going to come back deep in Northwood defensive ice. 10.4 to go here in period number 1. It'll be to the left of Ocean to fault. Is Willamont going to take this face-off against Mules. Wilmont, one out in front of the blue line, thrown right to the front, missed on the left side. 5 seconds now to go. Spun in the corner, comes out through neutral, it's all the way down. And that's going to end this first period of play. 20 minutes in the books, and Northwood and Balmoral playing to an 0-0 score as we switch ends and get ready to go for period 2 here in Canton when we come back. back inside the Canton Ice House Red Rink, ready to go for period 2, the period of the long change. Balmoral left to right, Northwood right to left, face off at center, one back by Smith. As Balmoral controlling the opening draw, but Northwood quickly in on sides as we are underway here in period 2. Far side Ringer forced it up ahead, darting Smith into the zone. Back of the right circle, pinned to the wall, goes down to the ice as Northwood going to stay on their feet. Left around the boards, back to the near side. Off the wall. Behind the net, a pochette play. Out inside the zone, Cockerell. Kiggin pinned up into the boards. Tied 2-on-2 with already 40 seconds running by here to start this second frame. Smith trying to jump in and help out here with 19:13 to go. Back the defense has it. Smith into the zone. Fed it up ahead, back of the right circle. Spinorama play to Cockerell out at center. She'll leave on back off to her left. Now receives with a minute gone. Behead, Mascara. Right the other way. Past Cockerell it goes. Into the corner. Yetman back playing change. Balmoral the home team here for this game, for those of you who might be wondering. Is Kaiser out at center. Northwood the visitors holding that tiebreaker. Back of the circle, cutting on in, fired the shot off the shoulder, trying to drop and cover, and they whistle the play dead on the doorstep with 1:24 gone to start this period. So quick little dead angle shot as Hillary Welkin loves those drifters in from the right wing. Face off to Schraker's right. Is the draw going to be Adamio up top, and a quick cover. With a one-time look, 18:33 to go. So face-off, going to stand to Schrankus right here in the offensive zone for Northwood. As it'll be Adamule taking this one against McKenna Willamont. Whistle, is this one forced on down? Pinned to the wall in the corner. Northwood forced up top. Laura Dyke side to side. Back of the circle on goal. Schraker's off the pads. She couldn't settle it down, but her defense going to bail her out of the jam. Held at the blue line, but poked right up the other way. Willamont into the zone. Backhand pass up the middle, and McKay chases it down on the far side. Takes a hit into the wall. LaCapella. Now Doeran's jumping in there as well. Out Pinau, back of the circle, right to the front, threw it wide of the left post. Drop settle out just inside. McKay off a leg. Side to side Pinau. Drifting, waiting, was looking, and going to come wide into the corner. Stays on her feet. Now fed behind her, McKay. Into the corner, Willamont. Side to side Pinau. Got blocked on the way by as it comes to the boards. And now out Pinau, going to stand at center, forced to her right. Up through the air as this one chased back down in defensive ice. DeGrot banked off the boards. Right on out, Wilkin. With a one-hand play up the middle. Trip down was LaCapella as it comes all the way in, and Northwood able to get the change off. Full 5 even is Kaiser. Quick knife in play, send it in. Balmoral changing things up as well. 17:05 to go here in period 2 in this third and fourth place game in the JWHL for this 2023-24 season. Through the circle to the corner. Grabbed by Nishi. She'll feed it on around. Misner on the far side. Backhanded to the corner. Quackenbush able to stay on her feet. Looking ahead. Dooch going to get back to her feet. First girl to the puck is Kiggin. Weaves all the way in behind the goal line. Now going to dance up through the circle, trying to work the wall. Held in the zone by Nishi. And now pumped right the other way out over center. Racing down to get to it goes Misner. Tossed up to Nishi. To center as it's fed in by Chornley. It's to the corner, Kiggin, able to stay on her feet. Through the circle on the backhand, Dooch. Gonna go to the far side wall. Quackenbush standing tall. 16:05 to go. Right from the dead angle off the shoulder. Gonna stay down and play. Monette Northwood trying to work from the back out here early on in the second period as we're still looking for our first goal in this game. Pretty much a rarity as both these two teams with a lot of offensive firepower up and down the lineup. Fraser whiffed at that puck. Northwood going to turn, throw it out of their zone. Yetman back to play chase on it. She'll angle it off the wall to McDonald. Back of the left circle, waiting, shot off the pads. Loose in front, Northwood able to pick right back up as they'll bring out the other way. It's Adamule, comes over center with it. Up top, threw it wide. Into the corner. Monette trying to leave on the backhand. Get some help with numbers. Is Balmoral, 3 and even a 4th waiting back in that pile. Off the top side of the half wall, going to get out over center. Mascara back playing chase with 15:05 left. Hand over hand behind the net, forced up ahead, Gillis. Top of the circle, now up to the red line at center, clips the stick. Monette off the boards, off the top of the wall. The Gropp behind the goal line. Panau waiting in the corner with 14:50 left as that one poked. Monette right to the front off the pads, going to come wide. Into the corner with 14:42 to go. And now Smith going to bring it on up. Left out over center, comes all the way in low. Northwood sets up behind their goal line. Hand over hand to fault. That one in an own goal. Oh, man. Looked like it was going to be an own goal. But then Balmoral sending numbers to the front of the net. And Madeline McKay going to bury it in for the 1-0 lead. That's exactly what you needed if you're Balmoral Hall. Is McKay going to show up in a big way? Had the punt thrown to the front from the corner. Thafalt tipped it out of there. There's no defense around as McKay was able to pick it right up, threw it on in, and a 1-0 score going to be on the board. Near side corner, Willamont threw it out over center. Tate's a hop. Kiggin going to race up the far boards, back to the circle, throws it wide. Ringing all the way out to the blue line. Now tossed up ahead. Pinau chasing the corner with 6 minutes gone here in the second period. The boards, clips a stick at center. Into the zone, Kaiser. Back dodging a check as Mules gonna leave it behind the goal. Mules a forward, but plays a very good, sound 200-foot game. So when swallowed up by Brooke Kelly, goes down to the ice. We are gonna get a penalty call coming up. As Kelly draws that trip penalty, and so we'll see the Northwood power play. So Balmoral's Liana Misner going to be off to the box here for 2 minutes. Face off, left side of the net. Out in front of the blue line, so a 5-on-4 here is Northwood. We're going to try to tie this game back up after surrendering the first goal to Balmoral Hall. Gets out over center, is on the chase bet. Mules in her own zone. Out to center, hand over hand. Staying on her feet is Kiggin. Mascara behind her own goal line. Stretched up to Mules on the boards. Panau gonna hold in front of the wall. Leaves it back to her defense as Balmoral able to run some valuable clock time off with already 35 seconds gone on their kill. Out the length of the ice, the fault, set up top and about gave it away. You don't want to give anything to Haley McDonald, who can race in with speed and authority if you let her. Behind the net, Kiggin. Gonna work on up is Quackenbush. Streets up the left wing wall. Out into the zone, gonna stand tall, Nishi on the far side. Up, waiting, Northwood just inside the zone. Hand over hand, Wilkin, toss to the boards. Is Norris. Gets off for the change. Dyke, weaving, back of the right circle, thrown on goal and a glove save. With 45 left, this Northwood power play. Northwood getting a power play goal from Kiggin. That semifinal loss to Naha last night. And again, it's Naha and Stansted coming up in the 23-24 championship game. Be about a 12:15 start right here on our JWHL YouTube if you can't come out and join us live here at the Canton Ice House. This red rink certainly nice and a great facility all around here is the Canton Ice House. Really appreciate them letting us use the building for the weekend here for our playoff tourney. Behind the net, Brooke Kelly. Gonna throw it out, top of the far circle, right to the net, and they got it. Laura Dyke, back of the left wing circle, trickles through 5-hole, and we're tied at 1. So Northwood, a great answer to Balmoral Hall right there as Misder now comes out of the box. And we go back to 5-on-5 hockey here in Canton. Coming up, Capusta through the middle, back of the circle. Cutting around in the corner, Kiggin. Gonna throw a check to the wall. Juch able to stay on her feet. Mascara behind the net, forced up top through the air. Now in the high slot, hand over hand. Quackenbush gonna break the other way. The left wing boards, dumps it in as icing gets waved off. First one to it is Cockerell. Spinning around up the wall. Capusta out to the blue line. Getting over center, Yackel to the front off the right side blocker. Through the air as it chinked the glass. Out in front of the red line, forced off the boards all the way back down in as it's chased by Kaiser in the corner. Forced out, looking to the blue line. Northwood pumps it the other way. Hand comes up, and they call icing with 10:58 to go. So the face-off back in the offensive zone here for Balmoral Hall. Now in this 1-1 game as we played scoreless through the first, and now the team's trading goals thus far here in the second. Dropped on down as it comes to the boards. Worked up the top of the wall. Panau gonna turn and shoot it to the corner. Kaiser the first one of the puck, hand over hand. Wilmot back of the right wing circle. Able to stay with it. Left forward off the blocker. Gloved on down and a great save. Is Ocean Default coming up huge here for Northwood. .39 to go here in the second period. There's face off to the right of the fault. Now in the circle, gonna feed it in behind the goal line. Sophia Doiran's able to stay on her feet. Bottom of the circle, stretched on up, here comes Demers. Over center, into the zone, up the right wing wall, tossed up and in down low. Right on the puck is Panau. Up the board, stretched through the middle. McKay over center, forced off the glass, all the way back down in behind the goal line. Forced to the far corners, Duch gonna stay on her feet. Out inside the zone. Is Brooke Kelly gonna stay with it. Back of the right circle, snapped on goal. It's Kaiser, threw it right off Laura Dyke. Battle of the 22s. Is Panau at center, gonna float on back. Left ahead as it's knifed up by Dyke. Back into the zone, Capusta in the high slot, weaves to the left side, missed the left post. Already now more than half this game gone here in Canton. 9:40 to go in the second, still tied up at 1-1. Out through neutral ice, Kiggin gonna stand, shoots it in. Shareka's out of her net to play with those bright yellow pads that have become rather scuffed as this weekend's gone on. Center, Kiggin gets some help as Adamule came to bail her out. Far board side, La Capella, as ahead comes Wilkin. Back of the left wing circle, stays with this one. Is Balmoral gonna turn right back the other way, all the way down, and gonna be the icing with 9:09 remaining in the period. So in this third, fourth place game, very contested battle by both sides. Nobody wants to lose this morning. This afternoon, the championship game coming up. Again, we remind you, 12:15 start, Naha and Stansted. It's a quick one-time win for Northwood, no questions asked. Out inside the blue line, his Wilkin chased in behind the net, able to stay on her feet. Pinned up left side, Nishi. Out of the zone, Ringer. Gonna feed through center as Northwood in defensive ice, forced up off the boards. Out through the middle, waiting on the backhand, trying to get it through, and Shurikas comes up with a big save to keep this game tied. Shurikas being saluted down there in goal, as her effort has certainly been remarkable. Face-off will be to her left here in the offensive zone for Northwood. Down in the corner, Misder drifting around. Forced up the boards on the backhand to center. Off the wall, gonna get all over the blue line. Northwood in defensive ice, 8:30 to go. Weaving down in the quarter, Doirens tossed around the boards. Out to the line, Nishi fed through the middle as it clipped McDonald's skates. Mascara through the circle, Northwood working the boards. Hurlbutt over center. Into the zone she comes as they call offside. As Quackenbush had her beat over the blue. So we're going to neutral zone face-off coming up on the Balmoral Hall half. Haley McDonald takes this draw. Able to win it on back. Nishi floating to her left side. Looking behind her is Misner, going to cut up ahead. Off the top of the wall is great placement there by Hurlbutt. As Northwood, that's one thing they do well, and Shurikas another great save. As Quackenbush was knocking on the doorstep, had it in front, just couldn't get it through. On the far boards, Hurlbutt maneuvering. Pushed the other way by Balmoral. Smith out over center, Northwood in defensive ice. It'll carry him off the boards all the way back down in behind the net of Lauren Shurikas. To the right of her goal, Nishi stays on her feet, 7:26 to go. Northwood and Balmoral playing to a 1-1 tie thus far. If you're just tuning in to join us, Madeline McKay scored first, and then Laura Dine scores on the power play not quite 3 minutes later to bring us where we're at right now. Out past the blue line, chasing it down in the corner, 7:10 to go here in period number 2. 1-all game from the Canton Ice House Red Rink. A high check play into the glass. Yackel standing tall. Reaching in, trying to get this puck loose. 2-on-2 pile up along the boards. Finally going to get it loose. Back of the circle, drifting. Cockerell feeds it to her right. Drifting as it's left in the corner by Yetman. Now again up top, Yetman. Floating to her left. Goes out beyond center. Zanimo net. Forcing that play the way it went. Cockerell out back beyond the blue line. Chasing it, Dyke in the corner. 6:24 to go. Far side off the glass it comes. Out over the line, Northwood going to bring it in on sides. Monette drop back beyond the left wing circle. Yackel waiting shot from the dead angle. Shurikas going to hold on with 6:11 to go. So Northwood standing up in a big way to the task of Lauren Shurikas, just continuing to pepper her, trying to wear her down here on day 3 of this tourney. It is indeed the 5th game that this team have played since Friday. 2 games a day, Friday and Saturday. And now getting a night of rest before they come back here for a little bit later start. Originally, games were supposed to be 8 and 10:15 this morning, but pushed back to 10 and 12:15. Give everybody a little extra rest and time to breathe as Kaiser back to Pinal. The Willimon up the middle. Forced over the red line all the way back over the blue line. Used with the stick up the wall. As Demers going to stand tall. Pinal floating up. Got blocked on the way. Comes to the boards with 5:45 to go. Out to the point. Pinal to the front. Mascara going to miss on the left side. Wrapped out Pinal just inside the zone. Tossed up by Willimont yet again. Off with a high hit to the boards. Willimont shot on off. Past the right post yet again. 5:23 to go. Clips the stick. Going to come to the boards. Out of the zone, they'll lead the troops the other way. Mules with the cross-ice feed. Brooke Kelly danced in behind the goal line. Picked right back up, though, by Abby Pinal. Through neutral ice as the Northwood defense going to hit the reset button. Hand over hand, Balmoral in on sides, 3-on-2. Kaiser couldn't settle down between the reins. She comes to the boards. Is Wilkin able to stay on her feet? Back into the offensive zone beyond the right wing circle. And they'll hold on. Far side, Misder going to feed it up. Kaiser works the right wing boards. Sent up out of play. Hit the speaker on the far side of the rink with 4:38 to go. Well, one of the speakers, the rightmost one, I guess I should say, is 4 on that side of the rink, and another 6 on this side. Face off right to center as Northwood going to get a win. Just moving this game along as quickly as possible, is wasting no time between face-offs. As Northwood, Wilkin going to lose possession. Chasing it, La Capella fed to the front. Gets out beyond the circle, thrown on goal as it got blocked. Smith going to skate it right the other way over the red line. Back into the zone up the middle, hand over hand, up top between the circles. And Northwood with a quick turn the other way. Up the wall, cutting to the middle. Standing, waiting at the top of the key. Backhand right to the front, she's got it. Spinorama goal, how do you like that? Northwood takes the lead, 2-1. It's La Capella. La Capella spins and shoots with that puck on her stick, gets it to go past the wall of Shreka's. And now Northwood has the last 2 goals, and they lead this thing 2-1. Beyond the red line, Northwood finishing 3rd place in the regular season, looking to hold that spot here in this postseason tourney. Is along the boards, off the glass. Held again inside the zone. Rolling over center, back up the middle. Toe pit play. As the stick was pointed down, Quackhead was, sprayed up a little bit of ice on that one. But we are getting a penalty in the process. This will be 2 minutes for the cross check on Yackel. Excuse me, the call going to be roughing. So Yackel off 2 minutes for roughing. Thought initially we were going to call the cross check kind of hit, but the official signals roughing. As this one steered around the boards, and so Northwood, now with all the momentum on their side, a chance to add a little bit more. Back of the circle, thrown to the front, and Shrakers comes up with a save. Weaving in the corner, in behind the goal line, Fraser with 3:28 to go in period 2. Championship games up next as the 2 teams in the building at Stansted and Naha waiting for this game to finish so they can get ready to go for their matchup. Off the board, trying to shoot it the other way, clips a leg, standing to the right of the Northwood bench. Chasing on back, goes Doerens, hand over hand, left off the wall ahead. Dyke drifting, Adamule going to come over center with it. Back into the offensive zone, 3:02 to go, beyond the right wing circle. Waiting, drifting, going to send the point runner off the pad, backhand, Shreka's, and they got it. Good things happen when you go to the net. Brooke Kelly with a rebound look in. It's 3-1 Northwood. Two power play goals here now in this second period as Brooke Kelly and Laura Dyke both coming up in a big way with the even strength goal by La Capella. That's the difference maker right now, sandwiched between. So now Balmoral in this last 250 going to look for some forms of life as they don't want to head to the dressing room for the final 20. Down 2 goals, having given up 3 straight. Into the zone, puck skipping around. Northwood going to bring it the other way. Demers rolling up the middle as Mule's going to cut in. Left off the boards with 2:30 now to go. Pinned to the wall through the circle. Off looking on back. Yackel waiting, has a good stick up the middle. Through the air, Balmoral going to come the other way. DeGrot off the top of the boards. Race back through the circles. They wave this one off. Circling in the corner. Pumped off the boards. Again, looking to come right to the front off the stick. Set down behind by Mascara. She'll work it up the boards. Caught the stick of Demers. Back, Willimont. Drifting and waiting. Leaves behind her. Cutting McKay into the zone. Poked loose. And now chased down left side of the goal. McKay on her feet. Goes to Pinau, top of the key. 1:45 to go, period 2. Trailing 3-1. Balmoral looking for a goal. Covered up by Ocean Default. Don't want to give them any momentum here late in this period. So that's certainly what you love to see. As the face-off going to be to the right of Default. Tip down in the circle, cutting behind the goal line. And now going to feed it there. Trying to work the wraparound lane to the front, couldn't get anything through. Beyond the circle, Misner. Poked over to her left side, Nishi with 1:25 to go. Fed in the back of the circle, Willimont cross ice. Beyond the right wing circle, Nishi got blocked. Northwood off the boards. Aubrey Hurlbart coming up with another big shot block. Into the zone, Quackenbush right to the front off the stick and covered up with 1:08 to go. So that's exactly what you needed here if you're Northwood. Get the putts to the net and get some rebound looks on Shrekas, as 2 of their goals have come from rebounds. 1:08 left in the frame. Face off, going to come to her right. As Adamule takes this one, trying to flick it to her left. Is in behind the goal line, Yetman side to side. Right the other way, brought over center, back into the zone beyond the right wing circle, right to the front, she's got it. It's Haley McDonald, who makes it a 1-goal game with 57.2 to go here in the second. Five goals in this game and 5 different goal scorers. It's Haley McDonald. Going to come all the way down the ice, coast to coast, put a shot by. And it's a 3-2 game here in Canton. Face off at center, McDonald won it to her left. Cockerell along the boards. Racing back in as Northwood now trying to answer, and there it is. LaCapella, her second of the game. Right back to a 2-goal lead, 4-2. Face-off comes to the boards right in front of the Northwood bench. LaCapella picks it up, goes to the net, and she gets an unassisted goal as it's now 4-2. McDonald back to center, taking his face-off against Adamule. Is this line going to stay right out on the ice? Cutting into the zone beyond the right wing circle. To the boards is Northwood, going to pump it over center. All the way back down, left side of the goal. Staying on her feet was Yetman. In the high slot, threw it up, gonna get out of play, away from Wilkin. So 32 seconds left, and the goals come just 8.2 seconds apart for Haley McDonald and Lily LaCapella. Draw to the right of Shrekas. Is Mules, this top line back on the ice for Northwood. Big spin play to the wall as Demers was able to dodge a check. Away. Smith stays with the play. Pinau up inside the zone. Right up top, takes a few skips. Again rolling ahead. Here comes Brooke Kelly with time winding down. 8 seconds left. Shoots. And a stick down on the ice. Going to be picked right back up. Shot from the corner. Shureka's trying to cover. And they stop play with just 0.7 seconds left here in this second period. So Ocean Default going to get off to the bench as Northwood going to bring an extra attacker out. Trying to win this face-off, getting creative, looking for a 5th goal. Mullen right to the front as that does it. Would have been hard to get a shot off, but 4-2 going to be the score. Five different goal scorers in this game. La Capella has 2 after the late goal, but Northwood gets their insurance back, and we've got ourselves a 4-2 game in favor of Northwood School heading to the third here in Canton. Welcome back to the Canton Ice House Red Rink as we get set for period number 3 between Northwood School and Balmoral Hall here in this third, fourth place game in the JWHL for this 2023-24 season. Northwood going to go left to right across your YouTube screen. Balmoral Hall right to left. We're about ready to get this face off. Smith with that big stick down already for Balmoral Hall. Get some help from a right side winger, and Balmoral Hall controls the start of period 3 as we're underway. Chasing it back down goes Mascara to the left of her own net. Oceanthal in goal for Northwood as let's Sharp here to get this game going as it rolls through neutral ice all the way down for the icing with just 16 seconds running off the board. So we'll quickly get an offensive zone face-off for Balmoral Hall. Look to try to answer here. Late surge by Northwood to end that second period is over the final 11:53 of the frame, popping in 4 goals, including the one that looms large, Lacapella's goal with 49.4 seconds after Balmoral Hall made it a 1-goal game late in the period. Up the wall on the far side, weaving in, looking to come to the front. Near side boards, shoved behind the cage. In the left side corner, Mules trying to work it out. Jammed off the wall to the far side, Kiggin. Held along the board, Smith gonna throw a high check. Out to the point it comes as Doirens thrown to the front off the stick it comes. Again to the left side, rolling back to the far corner, Morgan Smith. Drifts up, banked off the glass, all the way down through neutral ice, behind the goal line for the icing. So we'll walk it right back down to the offensive zone. Here for Northwood, their first offensive zone face-off of this third period. It'll come to the right of Lauren Schraikust as we once again remind you to hang here with us on YouTube. 12:15, the championship game for the season, going to be coming up between Stansted College and North American Hockey Academy. Far boards. Surging up Yetman with speed. Going to roll through neutral over center into the offensive zone beyond the circle. Cutting in. Backhand right to the front. The ball dives out. She comes up with 2 big saves. Has used the shoulder and the pad both. And a big dump out of the zone. Rides the rails all the way down for the icing. Left side corner. Spin play. Kaiser. Pinned behind the goal line. Lacapella working hand over hand. In the corner up the boards, held just inside Kiggin, shot it in. Left side behind the net, Cockerell gonna play side to side. Now bashed over Yetman again to Cockerell. Cockerell waiting hand over hand with this one. Yetman on the near side, stretched up. Comes McKay as it's poked loose. Gets out through neutral ice as Northwood's got Kiggin hitting the reset button. Away from Quackenbush. Off the boards, fired out through center. Chornley, the right wing boards, right to the front, hit the post from the side. Out to center, darting, Quackenbush. Gonna pull up along the boards and now gets her pocket picked. Nishi behind the goal line, side to side. Trying to get the puck the other way. Yackel in the neutral zone, over the red line. Looking the boards on the near side. Plays it in down low. The backhand, Dyke. Near side corner, Pinal drops on back through traffic, coming to the front, the fault diving down, and they swallow the puck up. Should say, the fault swallows the puck up, and they whistle the play dead. It was 17:20 to go. So it'll be an offensive zone face-off coming up here for Balmoral Hall. Coach Regan Bolton down wanting to talk about that play. I think she thought they stopped it just a bit too soon. The face-off will be to the left at the Falls, 17:20 to go. As again, Stansted and Nahal waiting on, watching the conclusion of this game as they battle both these two teams this season. So they want to see who gets that third place spot behind what the result of their game ends up being. Back of the circle, fed side to side. Brooke Kelly gonna pick it up off the boards, goes right out to center with it. Rolling it up the middle, Abby Pinal pumped down to the corner as Laura Dyke feeds it on around. Sophia Doirens played to the far side. But again on out of the zone, rolls over center, all the way down for the icing. with 16:58 to go. So we'll get an offensive zone face-off coming up for Balmoral Hall yet again here early on in this third period. Have a pair of goals on the board. Madeline McKay and Haley McDonald have both found the back of the twine so far. Northwood looking to keep the foot on the gas here in this third period and come away victors. Is standing at the line. DeGrott bent down low. Picked up in the left side corner, worked on around, takes a few skips. Pinal racing it back beyond center. In her own zone, forced up ahead. Clips the stick. As Laura Dyke has a goal already in this game. She kicked off the scoring for Northwood at the 11:53 mark of the second. Throws it to the netting out of play with 16:30 to go. So we'll get an offensive zone face-off coming up for Northwood. As it'll be to the left of Lauren Schrakus. Scout Automule going to take the straw. Tied to the boards, and now out to the blue line. Held by Monette, going to come right to the front with it. Just got tipped away. Trickling on around off the boards in the corner. Looking out up top, in behind the goal line. Side to side, hand over hand. Again worked up, waiting, tossed ahead. Stretching the wall, gonna get to center, and they call offside with 16:01 to go. So bring it out to neutral ice. In this near half of the rink on the Northwood side. So we'll see who will take this face off. McDonald able to get some help to get it back to her defense. Gonna bring it on ahead. Now it's center, side to side. Misner turns and shoots it down low. Chased along the far side. Gonna get out to center with her. Brought on up right past the post it goes. I'm gonna roll up the wall on the far side. Into the zone, little spinning play. Past the post yet again with 15:25 left. Standing and waiting in the corner. Misner gonna stay with the play. Ringer watching in the corner as well. Is this one gonna get around to the far side? Dyke worked up through the circle. Takes a hop, received in stride. Quackenbush. Stick whacked out of the hands as it's forced past the post. Northwood going to make some changes on the ice with already 5 minutes gone here early in this third period. Behind the goal. We went scoreless through the first period. 6 goals in total in that second. And now this third period looking the same way the first did, at least in the early stages of things. Is just back and forth, trading opportunities. Yetman into the zone. Worked around the wall as Mascara picked up in the far corner. Turned back up forward as Dooch has it tied in her skates. Mule's going to yank it free as she goes on the backhand around the wall. Gillis in there, trying to send out to the point. Yetman getting some help as they go side to side. DeGrott now back of the left wing circle, left on the middle swivel. Just nothing was there. McKay gonna stay with the play in the high slot, tosses it off to Grott to the net, right on the doorstep, and couldn't get anything through was Kaiser. Drifting out to the point, give and go passing play, right to the front, back of the circle. Waiting was DeGrott, diving comes Oshit to fall. Can't swallow the puck up. Willamont, and a great stop yet again by Thafal. Rebound look, and it whistled wide. Wrapped right back to the near side. DeGrott pinned along the near side corner boards. Maneuvering hand over hand, left in down low. Kaiser gonna stay on her feet as she's tripped up. Out to the line at center, racing down goes Brooke Kelly. Gonna stay on her feet in the corner, but Balmoral winning the putt battle gets it over center. Hand over hand stretched up, gonna clip the twig of Wilkin. Been a heavy aggressor on the forecheck all game long as Northwood now gonna swerve on back, kick it. Takes some time, gets into the zone, making sure they're on sides through the circle. Got blocked trying to go through, as Yetman was in her way. In the circle and behind the goal line. LaCapella in the corner up top with this one. Off the stick, and they got it. Automule right in front of the net, gets the rebound, and it's now 5-2. Northwood School now has 4 of the last 5 goals in this game. Is the face-off going to come back to center? Yackel able to leave it to her defense. Give and go passing play. Here's Yackel through the middle, cutting up. Going to chase it down in the near side corner. Wrapped right back, Dyke on the far side wall with 12:35 to go here in regulation of this game. All the way in as icing gets waved off. Chased down in the corner by LaCapella. Gonna stand tall through the circle, hits a skate. Up the middle, racing. Monette on the near side boards. Up through the air, skipping on down, Capusto over center. Back as she'll feed it in. And Balmoral gonna make changes with 12:05 to go here in period 3. Off the top of the wall, out to center, racing down after it. His icing got waved off. In the corner, Cockerell fed side to side. Morgan Smith with a stretch outlet pass. Juch able to circle on forward with it. Caught the twig of Hurlbut all the way down as the icing yet again gets waved off. Don't love those icing calls if you don't need them here in the JWHL. Because unless it's blatant, we seem to keep playing. Ringer through the middle. Top of the ring. Smith cutting on through 2 defenders. Threw it over the cage. To the far side, Mascara in front of the blue line, gave to her D partner. Misner drifting shot in the cover by Ocean Thafalt with 11:22 to go. Ocean Thafalt has looked very sharp here this morning for Northwood. It'll be Fraser taking a draw against Haley McDonald. Quick one, trying to come to the net off the pad, stick to side. Gonna work the wall, out through neutral, gets over center, chasing it back down. Goes Balmoral Hall. 11:08 to go here in period number 3 in a 5-2 game here for Northwood as they've tapped on another here to start the third from Scout Automule. In the corner, big check laid by Ringer. Puck comes free up the middle. Northwood gonna turn things the other way. With speed over center, Anna Monette, the middle and the high slot, poked free to the wall. 10:45 to go. Is Nishi fed up the middle. Haley McDonald, back of the far circle off the end in front on the jersey. And with authority, bent off the glass. Mule's gonna race down, comes in one-on-one forehand, and she's got it 5-0. Mules down the right wing, boards all the way to the net, and the St. Lawrence commit gets her 3rd goal of the weekend at 6-2. Face off back to centers. It'll be Mules against Willamont. Willamont trying to tip it on back as Northwood in defensive ice going to go side to side with this one. Monet forced forward. Yetman on the backhand. Picked. Rolling up Demers. Going to cross center. Back ahead. Caught the twig of Yetman. Behind the net in the corner. Cockerell going to go side to side. Yetman now on around with 10:07 to go. Pulls up and waiting. Yetman hand over hand. 10 minutes now to go. Up. As you know, at the halfway point of the period, about the product of hockey are getting that frame, unless, of course, things magically turn around and Northwood continuing to control this game with ease right now. Through the circle, up, going to go over the cage. Behind the net, set down. Chased by Yetman in the far side corner, up through the circle, stretched to McKay. Off the boards as it got away from Wilkin. Out through center, Mascara on defensive ice. up, going to get out of play. So it looks like we'll get another center ice face-off coming up, 9:25 to go. Once again, 12-15. Going to be the championship game. It's Stansted College and Naha going to do battle here in Canton. Face-off in front of the Northwood bench. As the girls in blue get the win. Bringing it on ahead, Kristen Kiggin. Beyond the line, tossed up to Grott, gonna go side to side. Up through neutral, weaving over the Curry logo, dancing into the zone as Pinal can't hold on to the puck. Chasing it on the far side, up through the air, bounce down over center all the way with 9:01 to go. So when it's a blatant icing call like that, you of course gotta call it. So Balmoral Hall going to get rewarded with an offensive zone face-off. Peyton Shornley going to take this face-off against Shayna Dooch. One to the wall, out just inside the zone. Forced up, going to come behind the goal line. Chase down Mascara behind the net off the glass. Angled out, trying to clear the zone. Bringing it up comes Quackenbush. Over the blue line, behind the goal line. Tossed it on in. Quackenbush now up, going to hang with it with 8:37 to go. The far side corner, Capusta stays on her feet. Back at Balmoral's Juliana DeGrott. Forcing it is Capusta, going to come up. Over the blue line, back of the left wing circle, looking down in the corner with 8:22 to go. All the way off the boards. As they'll get it out through center. Chasing goes Gillis into the corner. Gonna get to this putt first, can't hang with it. Now Gillis watching is Morgan Smith. Gonna surge up the far side with speed over center. Into the offensive zone 3-on-2 entry. Right to the front, gonna get picked up the middle. Great defensive stick by Mules. The center Gillis once again gonna cut on through. And a great breadbasket save, dropped and covered with 7:53 left. So keep that foot on the gas, keep pressuring if you're Northwood. Because 4 goals with 7:53 to go. Certainly Balmoral Hall's got a lot of work to do, but you can't let up, you gotta be relentless. It'll be Brooke Kelly taking this draw. Official's gonna blow the whistle. So we'll do it all over again. Dropped on down as they'll win it on back. Mules cutting to the far side through the circle. In behind the goal line, bashed off the wall, wrapped to the front and couldn't get that wraparound look to go. Would have been a beauty. Kristen Kiggin. Give and go passing play right to the front off the pads, and Shureka's able to keep it out. For a goaltender that had a red-hot start to this game, she certainly leveled off, cooled off here in the latter stages of things. It's center, going to be tipped aside. Nishi chased down by herself. Into the corner, battle of the fours, Mascara. Now some extra help in the pile. Mules, the one who's able to yank it free. Chinked off the glass, hanging with it with 7:06 to go. Out along the wall, out to the point. Nishi cutting on around, spitting it back. She still hung with that puck. Out to the blue line, kept in the zone, back of the circle. Hacky and wacky at this one as Mules tossed it all the way down past center. The length of the ice with 6:48 to go. And no icing came. So Balmoral right in the process of changing things up. To Grott ahead. Into the zone comes Yetman. Back of the left circle, force fed to the front, tipped the stick. Rebound look over the net as it whistled high and wide. In the corner, pulled to the wall, is Kaiser, now out inside the line. Give and go passing play yet again with Yetman. Going to cut on through, back of the circle, drifting as it's poked aside. And Lee Fraser got her stick in there. 6:15 to go, and now Northwood going to break it the other way, clips a stick, and going to get out of play. 6:11 to go. So the face-off going to be at center ice. It with 6:11 to go. Willamont going to take this draw. Able to get the win, though, was Dooch. Dooch has been sharp all game long for Northwood in the face-off circle after a rough game there yesterday. He's in behind the net. First one to it is Yetman. Wrapped around the wall through the circle, chasing it the other way. Goes Mascara. All the way down with 5:50 to go behind her own net. Side to side, trying to bring it out of the zone. Working the wall, pinned high was Quackenbush. Back to her feet is Willimon and DeGrott. Hanging on the boards with this one. Last one of the pile is Quackenbush. She'll pop it the other way with 5:30 to go. Down behind the net. In the corner, stretched up Willimon. Gonna bring it through neutral ice. Shoved to her left, back of the circle, waiting Willimon. Kicked down in front, couldn't get it through with 5:17 now left. Into the corner, DeGrott up top. Down back of the circle, swung to the front as Willimon had to go wide. High to the corner goes Maddie Kaiser. She takes a ride as Northwood up through the air. Chasing it down, comes Anna Monette. She couldn't get a centering feed through, and finally did, but Balmoral able to pick it, shoots it right down the ice. Ocean Tafal clips it with her stick, icing gets waved off. Want to keep this play running down as Northwood wanting to secure this third place spot as that one caught the crossbar. Nishi back of the right wing circle. Looking to get it out to center. Capusta watched it go by. In front of the Balmoral bench. Little spin play back, 4:27 to go. Defensive ice, hand over hand. Nishi worked up the wall, out through neutral, all the way down for the icing with 4:19 left. So an offensive zone face-off for Northwood, 4:19 to go. This is a face-off, going to be Brooke Kelly taking against Caitlin Yackel. Back of the circle, thrown to the front and threw it wide. Behind the cage, Misner. Is Monette going to go side to side with this one. Back along the boards, 4:08 to go, and a big hit late along the wall. Again, looking up top, tossed off the pads. Hang with it, trying to come to the front, back through the circle, chased down by Kelly on the far side. Sub-4 to go here in this third, fourth place game, championship game to follow at 12:15, Stansted and Naha. As we try to decide the winner here of the JWHL this year. Yackel is Balmoral, going to surge it in. Dumped down as they'll make changes with 3:40 to go. Wrapped up the wall. Looking out, Cockerell. Going to go hand over hand, trying to center and can't. Cockerell pinned to the wall. Again looking and waiting on the backhand. Mascara can't get it out of the zone. Side to side in front of the blue line, tossed it wide with 3:23 to go. Cockerell just inside the zone, dished off side to side. Wilkin with a good stick, gonna get it out of the zone. Right on in the other way, 3:13 now left. Wilkin trips a girl up behind the net. We are gonna get a penalty with 3:08 to go. So in the corner we get the penalty. It's a little one-touch stick play. Let's see this 2-minute minor come. Hillary Wilkin almost went to the wrong penalty box. And now we're going to get into the rightful spot. As it's a 2-minute trip call, 3:08 to go. And Balmoral clinging on to their last-ditch life here. Neshi right to the front, going to toss it wide. Into the corner, top of the key. And a nice little save, 3:01 to go. So that's exactly what you need if you're the netminder in Ocean Tafal. Come up with those big glove saves, come up with those knockout saves. Try to keep this score the same way it is now. Off the boards, Nishi fed down low. Pinned high around the net, Ringer will stand tall. In the corner, hand over hand, Morgan Smith looking up top. Misner fed off to her left. Back of the circle, cutting, weaving through it off the pads, 2:38 to go. 1:30 now left as McDonald working the boards. Smith in the corner as well. 2:30 to go as this one rides the boards all the way down out of the zone. Misner to play chase. Left side of the net with her team trailing by 4. On the cusp of getting that 4th place spot, down by 4, McDonald feeds it back. Misner through a defensive right ring. Nishi ahead. Brought over the center striped line. All the way in behind the cage. Far side out of the zone. Behind the goal it comes with no icing once more with now under 2 to go. So the 2-minute warning in football effect here in hockey now. The wall, Nishi stretched. Is Kaiser going to cut on in? Beyond the right wing circle, stays on her feet in the corner. Jam shot play around. The wall, Mascara. DeGrant standing at the blue line, going to drift to her left. Held inside the zone, snapped to the front and held onto with 1:36 to go. So 28 seconds left on the penalty, which was a trip to Hillary Wilkin. As the face-off in the offensive zone. Here to the left of Ocean Default. Dropped right on down in the circle as they control. Pinau inside the zone receives this one. Gonna force feed it ahead, back of the circle to the corner, right up top. In the circle to the front yet again, and a nice save with 1:23 to go. As Ocean Default continuing to come up clutch here late in this game. She's definitely been one of the best players this weekend. She stood on her head, helping this team to some victories. Just 1 loss on the weekend in total and a 4-1 weekend. And securing this 3rd place spot certainly wouldn't be a bad way to go as Pinau just missed over the cage. Rolls up the wall. Is the penalty going to come to an end? Wilkin out of the box. Pinned high to the wall. Scout Automule trying to get this puck free. Chased over center. All the way back down. Pulled forward. Defensive ice, 48 to go. Off the top of the wall, Kaiser. Feeds it on back behind her. Hand over hand. Tossed up the middle. Willamette can't hold as it's center. Northwood having a hard time corralling as well. Kaiser with 30 left. Tripped up the middle. Not going to get a call. Northwood bumped off the boards. Now Willamette again. Fed forward. Circling, Kiggin, going to run some clock time down, 20 left. She shoots it in, got out of play, 17.4 left. So the time winding down on this affair, 6-2 score with 17.4 left. It'll be a neutral zone face-off on the Balmoral half of the ice. The draw, Dooch against Morgan Smith. One back by Northwood. As they pump it up the board. Kelly chases it down. First one to it though is Nishi. Wrapped around the wall to the far side. Sticks a banging on Balmoral's bench. And Northwood, you have claimed 3rd place here in the JWHL this year. A 6-2 win here this morning in the bid story. Going to be LaCapella with 2 goals. Dyke scores as well. Automule gets the lone goal of this 3rd period as we came in 5-2. And Northwood puts the icing on the cake here in this final frame. Balmoral Hall salutes Sharekas on a job well done, but Northwood going to secure 3rd place with the win. And our championship game going to be net straight ahead. It'll be Stansted College and Nahas, your final 6-2 in favor of Northwood School from Lake Placid. So they secure 3rd. Thanks for watching this one here on the JWHL YouTube.